a very good camera. This is my laptop camera, not my web camera, so I do apologize. But anyways, I want to show you. Oh, this camera is just awful. It's just so murky. It's just awful. Anyways, this is a super easy hat. So I have already got the panel done and I am ready to bring it together. And I told you I did a previous video and I said when I get it done and ready to put together, I will show it how I do it. Listen, this is going to be like a toboggan type hat. It's green Chanel yarn, very pretty. This camera, I apologize, is so icky. Well, hello, hi there. So this is lime green, really pretty Chanel. I wish I had used my web camera. I didn't know my laptop camera was so awful. But anyways, this is a super easy hat, guys. So I am using K, which I believe is a 7mm crochet hook. And this is Chanel yarn. I got these skeins at Dollar Tree. You can order several colors of Chanel. You order them online. They're $1.25 per skein. And you'll pay much more than that, like at Walmart or other stores. I think it's pretty good yarn, and it's so easy to work with. It's so smooth and easy. I don't know why anybody says Chanel yarn's hard work. This is super easy. But if you order them online, you have to order a minimum of 12. So this is not even 2 skeins. They're 1.76 ounces. So you can easily make a hat with 2 skeins of Chanel yarn, 1.76 ounces. I believe there's 50 grams. So basically what I did is I chained 32. So whenever you chain, you're going to crochet the single stitch into 31 because you don't count that last chain. So for the I guess this is the length of the hat. So it'll be tucked up about like that. So you will just do however many rows that you need to do to get, just size it up to your head. This is for an adult. So I'm going to go ahead and count the actual stitches I did. And the way that I count them is I look at the dash that goes this way. That equals 2 stitches for each dash. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44. So about 44 rows. Now normally I would have to do between 55 and 60 rows, depending on what kind of yarn I'm working with. But this 44, this Chanel, because it'll yield more than regular yarn. And so what I do to bring them together, I just basically slip stitch it, turn it inside out, and then what I'll do is I'll darn all the way across the top row and just string it together. It's that simple. Then you just, of course, stitch up the top. Now you can, to darn the top, you can just take a yarn needle like this or just darn it in with a hook, whichever you prefer. And I usually just use the crochet hook. It's just easier than having to put the yarn through the needle and all that. So I'm basically going to take this loop here. Now we'll size it up and make sure that, it's going to line up perfectly because I don't want to miss any stitches and get it all cockeyed, like you're buttoning up a shirt and you miss a button and it's not lined up properly. So I just line it up here. And you could do this different ways. You can crochet or whatever, But this is a single stitch. That's all this is a single stitch. Super easy, one stitch, single stitch. That's it. Hi, Cloudy. How are you? I love your art. If you're still here, I love your art. I find it fascinating. You're so good. You just sit there and just draw like it's nothing. Just super talented. Y'all check out Cloudy's. She's commenting on here. Check out her channel because she has some really cool art. Sits there and just draws like it's nothing. I'm telling you, she's talented. Very talented. Um, okay. So I'm looking for the I'm doing this backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this hook here and bring this hook around and then bring it through. Okay, that's a slip stitch. So again, get up closer. This camera's just awful. Can't see anything. Anyways, so I'm going to go through this stitch here. Look, making sure I'm going through both. That's the original chain. So, but just want to make sure that they line up. Each stitch lines up. Go through, wrap around, and I'm going to bring it through that loop. So again, go on this side, going through the hole, line up to the next stitch on the other side, wrap it around the yarn, and bring it through the holes and then the loop. See? Go to the next stitch, do the same, and you're just going to do that all the way across. Whoop-de-doo! And you'll have a little bit of like a hem here, and that's okay because you're not going to see it because you're going to turn it inside out. And now I have some fur yarn, and that's a really pretty multicolored green, and I thought that would look pretty on this, so I'm just going to kind of wait and see on that. But right now I'm just showing how I close my panel up to bring the panel together to create the hat. Oops, got a little off there. So you see what I'm doing here? Oh, this camera. I'm not understand what the problem is. It's dirty or something. See? Take this loop here, find the next chain, go through that, line it up perfectly through each hole, wrap around, bring it through, and then through the loop. Kind of try to pull it snug on each one. Find the next chain. So you get the idea. I mean, if you crochet at all, you know how to slip stitch. But I'm just saying it's super easy hat to make. You just basically, for an adult size hat, you would just chain, depending on the thickness of the yarn, between 28 and 32. I chained 32 on this one. And, for a slouch hat, if you kind of want a slouchy fit toboggan, just go longer. It's that easy. Now, beanie hats, you have to like do the circle and then have to add stitches and I think, I don't know, I think you might use less yarn, not sure, but this is just a super easy way to do hats. Super easy. This is also a way you can do a pumpkin. I showed you how to do a pumpkin at a pumpkin tutorial on my live streams. If you want to see my crafts that I do, I have a craft playlist, and I try to put the ones that I do on the top, but I also put other people's things in my craft playlist, things that I like, tutorials. So if you have tutorials on your channel, any kind of tutorials that involves any kind of arts crafts, let me know, and I'll check it out. And I will add it to my playlist. When people add your videos to your playlist, it helps, gives you some extra exposure, because whenever people looks at somebody's playlist on a channel, they'll see yours as well. So yeah, I do add a lot of people's videos on my playlist. And I like personally to uh, have tutorials. There's a lot of things that I know that I want to make, but I can't do everything all at once. So I have it in the playlist to refer back to. And there's some videos that you will not find in the search feed because, it may be an older video and it's just not, I mean, they're just putting the newer stuff and you won't find it. So these playlists are really handy because years later, you'll find videos that are just not findable anymore unless you're subscribed to somebody specifically. And that's real handy, I think. So now I'm coming down to the last stitch. Okay, I'm at the last stitch now. It happens to be a little thing here. So I'm going to do is bring that out. I'm going to wrap around with this little lanyard remainder, leftover, whatever you want to call it. I'll wrap that around. Okay. Now, I've still got this connected. I haven't cut it yet. I've got plenty enough to do yarn. So you just turn it inside out, and then you don't see that hem. You'll see a seam, like there's a seam there, but that's going to be the back part of the hat. So now what I'm going to do is decide, well, which side do I want to make the drawstring? Do I like one edge better than the other? And actually, I think that I'm going to make this side. This side is going to be the drawstring side. So it'll just scrunch together. Once I get it drawstring, it'll scrunch together. And ta-da, it's a hat. And I always like a little bit of a cuff on my toboggan hats, because what I usually do is I'll either put like a little decal there, like maybe I'll put a heart there or a flower, or I will put like maybe a decal, like a fabric decal that I'll fabric glue on there. Or what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add some fur yarn. So I'm going to go get that fur yarn now. But see, this is basically the hat. Isn't it cute? Once I get it drawstringed. All you have to do is you're just going to take your yarn and you're just going to darn it about every couple stitches. And then you're just going to go vroom, and you're going to pull it. And then you're going to take a, a, a yarn needle, and you're going to stitch across and close up any little hole that's up there, and ta-da, you'll have a hat. And it's so soft. Whee! Oh yeah, that's so cute. And I'm going to try to make a scarf with it. I'm making this for the raffle at my church for tomorrow. But I'm going to show you this fur yarn. I'm going to go over here and get my fur yarn out. Um, it's fun for yarn. Mostly Lion's brand. And I have some really pretty green. So pretty. I'm looking for it now. That's my browns. What colors are these? My blues, my pinks. Those are purples, multicolors. I think the greens are on the bottom. No, those are blues. I got a lot of blues. So I'm looking for my greens, and they're on, of course, the very bottom. And I have a lot of them. Put that back down in there. Oh gosh. So these are really, really pretty color. My camera's not going to do it any justice. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. But, so I have a dark green. Okay, that's a really pretty green. And then I have this multicolor green. Can't see it really well, but it's really pretty. So shiny, so soft. So I'm thinking that I would do this one. Either one would look cute. Like, I think I'm going to do the dark green. I think the dark green would be a more appropriate. Because, like, trying to do a multicolor light green on top of a different light green, it's a kind of a bright lime green. So I'm going to do the dark green with this one. And then I'm going to make a little palm for this hat and include some fur. It's going to be cute. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this so I can get to working on it. And oh goodness, yes, yes, yes. I'll go ahead and cut this. And it's okay. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to make this side the side that I pull. Of course I could, just since I'm already here. Let me see what this side look like with this. Since I'm already here, pull this through on this side. I'm already on this side. So I'm going to take and bring this yarn through. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Just try to figure out how much yarn I'm going to need, because you're not going to need a whole lot just to do the drawstring closing of it. You don't need a whole lot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And I did not even use two full skeins to make this hat, adult size hat. So, oh dear, looking for my scissors, guys. All right. So, take this here and that's plenty. Should be plenty, guys. Should be plenty. So I'm just going to simply put all of this yarn away. I'm wearing shorts, guys, so I'm not trying to show off my legs. All right. Okay. So you can go in either direction. It really doesn't matter. What you do want to make sure you do when you're darning at the top to close it is you just want to make sure that you have, first of all, I want to start with this yarn on this side, the side facing me. Okay, so it's on the inside, so I'm just going to bring it through. You just want to make sure you place it consistently. So if you place it in the top row, just place it consistently wherever you place it. Go about every second to third row. See, just pull it together like that. Turn it. Going in about every third row here. Turn it a little bit. Just place it in the same row each time. Let's see, 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole. Bring it into the third hole here. See, I'm going underneath and then to the top. Eee. Whoops, not what I intended to do. Bring it through the next one. Okay. Just make sure you're placing it the same place each time. Okay. One hole, two hole, three hole. Just make sure it's consistent. And that way, when you bring your scrunch together, it'll be a nice, even scrunch. Getting there. Okay. Same place, same distance each time. Almost all the way around. One hole, two hole, three hole. Doo, doo, doo. Almost there. Where'd it go? Okay, so it's right. So where I started is right here. So since it's attached and tied, I'm going to have to snip it so that I can pull it. I mean, I don't have to, but it'd just be easier. Or I can just slip it through there. Either way, doing the drawstring is not that big a deal. Not hard at all. Okay. So now I'm going to come through that loop. That's where the drawstring begins. Actually, I'm going to come through one more time. So I'm actually going to end up in the very stitch right next to it. So go underneath that. I'm going to bring that under, and then I'm going to pull it together. Ta-da! See, I did that? This, then, this is so cute. Then what I'm going to do with this here, this edging. See, I like a cuff on a toboggan hat. I like a cuff. And I'm going to put some fur on that. And I'm going to create a palm. I like palms on my toboggan. You don't have to, but that's my personal preference. Okay. So, you can turn this inside out and make this. Actually, no, you can't because you have that hem on the inside. So, anyways, I don't even really need to stitch anything because once I put that palm there, it'll completely cover that up. But what I want to do is I want to go on the inside and I'm going to take and I'm going to bring this hook through somewhere, anywhere, it doesn't really matter, as close to the yarn that's loose as possible, and just bring it to the inside. So that way you can take and darn it to the inside and tie it somewhere. And I'll just go through a stitch somewhere and bring that through. This is so soft. Who doesn't love a soft hat, especially in the wintertime when it's cold? You want something cuddly soft on your head to keep you warm. I do. So, anyways, whoop, that didn't go through. So that's okay. So I'm going to bring this through here, right? Now, can tie that off. Whoop. Now, I'm going to bring it through here. I'm just basically attaching it. All right. Now I'm going to tie it. You don't have to go through that many times, just my preference. And just tie it off. Dun dun dun. It's that easy, guys. Okay, I'm just going to leave that in there for right now. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because when I put the palm on here, I want that hanging on the inside because I'm going to attach it once I get the palm. So I'm not going to bother cutting that right now, so I'll just leave that little tail on there. Okay, so I'll create a palm and then probably do that later, show how I do that. But here it is. Here's the hat. Isn't it cute? Easy hat to make, so easy. It's one stitch, single crochet, that's it. I like single crochet because it's close together, and in the wintertime, you don't want like a really loose, lot of breeze can get in there, you know? And so I will create a palm, and I have actually enough left of this to create a palm. But because I'm going to be doing the fun fur, and this camera does not do justice whatsoever to this pretty color. It's so just bright and shiny green. And I'm going to add that to this lime green. And it's going to be so pretty. So I think I'm going to do this in a separate video because this camera is awful. And I apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I'm going to do another video showing my putting this fun fur yarn on here. Now we'll probably be using my lighted crochet hook. I recommend you don't have to because it's not really that dark. And this is just like eyelash. It's not, but for the darker yarns, the lighted crochet hook is superbly helpful. And I'm going to end this video and drop a secret giveaway word. Fun fur. Yeah. And thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you.